Welcome back, everybody, to Mountain Force 39, live here from the Helena Civic Center, as we move into our one and only grappling super fight of the evening. Walking out first here to the blue corner, Colville, Washington's Matthew Shields.
And his opponent is Quinn Collins.
And Matthew Shields from Pine BJJ will be fighting against Montana's own Quinn Collins. This grappling bout will be submission only, as is standard in Mountain Force, and will be one 8-minute round, so no breaks in the action. Both of these men, high-level jiu-jitsu competitors, plenty of experience under their belts, but rarely do we get to see grappling in a cage.
And so the opponents have agreed at 8 minutes, they will try to submit each other for a tap out, but there will be it's the best of 3 tap outs, 2 tap outs out of 3. So ladies and gentlemen, this bout is in the Mountain Force Grappling 190-pound catchweight division, sponsored by Steed Industries. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 191.4 pounds. He stands 6 feet even. He is trained by Pine BJJ. He is a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Coming to you from Colville, Washington, Mr. Matt Shields. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 187.1 pounds. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He is a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is trained by Montana MMA in Bozeman, Montana. Coming from Helena, Montana, Mr. Quinn Collins. This is an 8-minute round, 8-minute bout. Best of 3 submissions.
Third man in the cage, Dennis Bain, giving our 2 grappling superstars the rundown here before our very unique best 2 out of 3 tap-out match. And we're off.
8 minutes on the clock. We've got Matthew Shields in the all gray, and we've got Quinn Collins, gets in red in there.
We see Collins immediately going to his back, looking to work from bottom, as jiu-jitsu guys often like to do. And we see tying up those legs is Collins, but he has quite the test ahead of him with Matthew Shields of Pine BJJ, a lead coach there at that gym. Both men doing a great job of constantly flowing through positions and not letting themselves get caught anywhere bad. Being an 8-minute round without breaks, you got to think that cardio preservation is going to be part of the strategy here, not wearing yourself out chasing things that just aren't there. Shields settles in side control, and it looks as though Collins may have threatened a cheeky buggy choke or something there, getting some laughs from the audience.
Great pressure from Shields so far.
Absolutely, just content here in this side control position, despite the submission threats being tossed up by Quinn Collins. Oh, and we see Collins kind of takes a second there and jumps on it. Does Matthew Shields for back control. Does not appear both hooks are in.
You can never relax when you're in the hexagon.
Relax gives backs, as we can see here. And backs turns into mount for Matthew Shields. But Quinn Collins going there, shooting up some single leg X. And Shields staying calm amid these submission attempts, but it looks as though there may be some sort of slicer locked in here. And he is clear of it. But now it is Collins who had the back there temporarily of Shields before moving into a more neutral position. Collins perfectly content to work from his back here. And as you noted, Shields keeping great pressure from these top positions. Currently in half guard, but as always attempting to pass.
And like you said earlier, definitely not going for, useless attempts. Definitely opting to keep his position, does Shields. Shields using the cage to his advantage there.
That is something that most grapplers are not used to, sole grapplers. Most of the time it's on open mats with no walls, and here they may get the chance to use this cage to their advantage as Shields wraps up the head of Collins here from top position from mount.
Collins breathing in Matthew Shields' armpits.
Perhaps not a choke, but smothering nonetheless, draining the cardio by limiting breath.
Also just doesn't smell good. I
got a good whiff.
Yeah, he might have a great deodorant.
Although there is such thing as tactical stench in grappling.
He's not joking, people. That's a real thing.
It appears as though Collins has gotten back up to his feet. No, goes back down to the back. Probably doesn't want to get tossed, taken down. Better to hit the ground on your own terms.
If you're Collins, what do you do to turn this competition around?
Well, with less than half of the match remaining, I might consider putting cardio to the wind and just going for as many attempts as possible. Of course, easier said than done in such high-level grappling when neither man is making critical errors that would lead to submissions. But trying to isolate an arm is Shields. You can see here Collins has those butterfly hooks in, moves one leg out. He could attempt to try and sweep Shields, but it appears as though Collins prefers to work from his back here. Oh, and Collins back on a leg. Now, leg locks are brutal once you get them locked in. And so perhaps it is just good defense from Shields, or perhaps there's some hesitancy to really crank them in there by Collins. Either way, we continue with no taps and 2 minutes remaining.
Ooh, nice work from Collins. Now he's on top. Let's see if what he's able to do with it.
Some more urgency here, perhaps from the fighters as they return to their feet. A good hard reset of sorts here. As Shields goes for the takedown in on a leg. Blocks it, does Collins. Goes from front headlock to back control. Shields not letting Collins settle into any back control position there. But Collins going for an arm lock here.
Looks up at the clock there.
But deciding whether to really crank it. Not going to risk burning out the grips, except perhaps later in the fight like now. Oh, but gets around it, does Shields.
Just 1 minute to go.
Sits back and attacks a leg, does Matthew Shields, and that's a little tighter than the other leg lock attempts we've seen tonight. We'll see if Collins can hold on here.
Collins has got to be careful because leg damage can be brutal, but looks like he escaped.
As now an arm lock, does Matthew Shields pop up there? Oh, and that's pretty tight. Oh, but spins out of it, does Quinn Collins.
Great work defensively by Collins.
And he gets the back once more, late here in our grappling match. Oh, right as that arm starts slipping under the chin, there we have time.
What a grappling match between these two men.